How we doing, chat? You feel me? This is my first. This isn't even a vlog or anything like that. It's kind of an expose, PSA, I guess. I'm trying something new that is very not non-conventional, and I want to pay homage first, or pay my respects to Remy. Put a screenshot of his page. She pretty much did a lot of research on first blackouts, and then pretty much his entire body, he is pretty much dedicated to basically creating artwork on top of Blackout. So, you know, obviously big thank you to him, because he's pretty much the main person that's done a lot of research on how blackouts work. First he started white and black on top of black, because there is no white on black, there is no black on black. You know, because if you do any of those by itself, it's gonna fade out and you're not really gonna be able to see it. But if you do white and black on top of the blackout, it's gonna heal like that pretty much. And you know, you pretty much have to go into these things understanding that it's gonna take more than one session, because a lot of people, and that's probably the part that is gonna sting a lot of people, because you know, people want to just come in, get their tattoo done right then and there. You know, I have a lot of people that really, you know, hate having to come back multiple sessions and stuff like that. But you know, for the most part, that's normalized in tattoo culture. But I feel like, especially depending on where you are, you know, most urban people don't really like the concept of having to come back for a tattoo, which is understandable, but it's really not realistic, because at the end of the day, we're causing trauma to the skin, so you can't do but so much. And obviously everyone is different. You know, people might have some people like myself, I feel like I have a high pain tolerance. I can tolerate a lot of pain, and my skin and my body can tolerate a lot of pain. But a lot of people, you know, people pass out. People's skin can get irritated and blemish and bruise easily, very easily. So there's a lot of factors that go into why, you know, especially big pieces are spaced out into multiple sessions, right? So yesterday I did my first white and black project on dark melanin skin. And why that's important that it's separate, because obviously color works different on darker skin tones, right? On a Caucasian brother, you know, a red tattoo is gonna be very bright and vibrant. You know, I feel like red works well on my skin because I have a red undertone. Pretty much the color of the veins in your body, you know, if you have red veins, blue veins, that's how you can pretty much determine your undertone. But you really don't even have to do that. You can pretty much tell the undertone just by looking at, you know, how dark and melanated your skin is. And color works just like that. If you were to use a crayon on a black piece of sandpaper or something like that, is that red gonna be as saturated as the crayon you're holding when you put it on that piece of paper? It pretty much works just like that on skin. Not just like that, obviously, you know, it's basic color theory. Like, I want to say, like, my super melanated brothers and sisters, you know, this is not really an option for you, because, you know, you guys pretty much can't even get color. Like, you guys have to be super fragile with who and what you get tatted, because, you know, you don't really have a lot of options. You don't have that much leeway as a light-skinned person or a white person, because your canvas is already dark. You feel me? So I pretty much want to be the first one to correctly do the white and black on top of black process on melanated skin, because all of the examples that I've seen, whether it was a reaction from Remy or whatever research I've done on my own, the little bit of times that it was attempted on dark skin, it was not done correctly. like I said earlier, Remy has explained that white and black on top of black, or color on top of black, is done like a full color tattoo. You have to use your darkest blacks and your colors together. Like, you basically are imitating negative tone with your white or whatever color you're using. Pretty much do your line work, color in the entire thing with black. It has to be saturated. It has to be saturated with white, and you have to make sure it's saturated. And you can also use opaque grays. Opaque grays also come out well on top of black. So obviously I'll have my project that I've done on the girl. So my first white and black on top of black project was a small bat on the side of her neck, right? And I'm kind of upset because it was a lot smaller than I remember. Like, I thought, you know, we would have a lot more room because it was already a small tattoo. I wanted to put a lot more detail and stuff like that into the piece. I'll put a screenshot up so you guys can see. But you know, I pretty much applied it like how I explained before. You do your darkest lines and your darkest blacks first. You know, you're pretty much doing that on top of the blackout that's already there. And you pretty much want to saturate your white next to your blacks that you just put in, because if you put them by itself, either or, it's gonna fade out. It needs to heal collectively. Is pretty much the point that Remy pretty much said. It needs to heal collectively. So hopefully, I already explained to her that this is going to be a multiple session process. You know, she's cool with that. She's been to me multiple times. You know, I already know she trusts my hand, and you know, we're gonna get this project done. And I actually asked her to let me do a bigger blackout project on her, because you know, I want to see exactly how well it's gonna work and how much detail we can really put in white. And maybe if she's down for it, we can do color on top of black too. So, you know, I'll let you guys know how it's healing. I'm actually gonna ask her for some pictures. Yeah, if I get those pictures, I'll put it up there. And obviously, if you guys haven't already noticed, my neck is blacked out. You know, I posted some pictures on the gram. You know, a couple videos went viral and stuff. So, you know, y'all see it. I obviously have my own white and black project that I'm doing on my neck. You know, I'm gonna be the first to try it on dark skin. I tried it on a client. She trusted me to let me do this, and it was crazy too, because I didn't even post what I was doing. Like, I've been doing my research for quite a while, and you know, I don't want to say it's a blessing, but it's a blessing that, you know, I get an opportunity to try exactly what I'm trying to do. So I tried it on someone else, and it looks like it's gonna heal really good. I'll get some pictures. It's been a day now, so hopefully I can get some pictures today and see if she can show me how it looks. If anyone wants to volunteer themselves for a blackout project, white on black project, just hit me up, you know, because I definitely want to try to make this an option for black people that want to get cover-ups, because I'm not the cover-up guy, the conventional cover-up guy to just slap another tattoo on top of a tattoo. I'm not really a fan of that, especially depending on what it is. But, you know, if more people get into this, then, you know, I'll be happy to do your guys' cover-ups.